If you like what we're doing here on The Official, go ahead and like and comment down below. Give us your thoughts. And then, of course, subscribe to the channel so you can keep commenting and keep liking on future videos. All right, David, I'm going to throw it to you here for a running back out of a kind of a powerhouse down in Florida. So that's an interesting place to start. Give us your thoughts on Girard Pringle.
He is the running back 9 on the On3 industry rankings, 160th overall. He is more of a scat back type. He's 5'10", 185 area. Yeah, from Armwood. They're the 37th ranked team in Florida, 43 team power rating, 25 strength of schedule. He's committed to Miami. I'll just go straight to the tape here. Obviously, he is very bursty. He's very fast. Got a little wiggle to him. He wants to get to the outside, wants to get to the sideline, and take it to the house. That's kind of his play style. He did get a really, I'll say, even though he has a small back, he did get good volume, which is somewhat intriguing. Like, he had 237 carries. I think that's like around 20 carries a game or somewhere around there. 7.3 yards per carry is okay. We're looking, generally we're hoping for 10 yards per carry, but maybe he can hit that mark as a senior. He squats 405. I thought he's pretty strong. Like, he could break some tackles for a smaller guy. I imagine he probably runs in the 4.4s. He does have pretty good offer list as well. Like, I kind of perk up when I see Alabama or Georgia offering a kid. So, that's somewhat interesting there. But I think the downside on here is obviously he is small. I don't know if he gets much more. Maybe he hits 200 pounds. And also his receiving profile is pretty weak, like seven receptions for 80 yards and 1 touchdown. So I don't know. I think we've said this a million times. Like, if you're going to be a smaller back, we want to see good receiving production. So that's something to look for as a senior. Hopefully he can improve in that regard. I'm not going to rule him out by any means, but it's just he's not hitting those thresholds right now. So I think he really needs a specific type of offense to garner any sort of fantasy relevance, and there's not many teams in the Power 4 level that are gonna be conducive for that. I feel like he's gonna have to be sort of an outside runner that can be uber efficient on mediocre to low volume, and I think the only way for him for us to probably use him is if he goes down to the G5, and that's kind of where I stand with him. I don't know, maybe you guys are more optimistic.
Yeah. Matt, are you?
No, not really. I think everyone by now knows my takes on smaller backs. It's pretty rare that I'll be in on one. The average drafted running back weight in our database is like 215 pounds. Like, we can't project this guy to put on 30 pounds, even if 20 pounds.
Not at 5'9".
It's just not likely. I think guys like this, I'm really just looking at where they're going in college, and if it can, lead to solid college production. It's really hard to project anything outside of that for smaller backs. I'm really just blanket stating this guy because of his size, but I mean that's just kind of how it is. I didn't see any big standout traits that would lead me to anything outside of that assessment, really. So it's just kind of how it is. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it's our job to evaluate these guys for NFL potential. I mean, I'm not selling the farm or getting really excited about potentially 3 years of G5 production. I mean, sure, those guys are available, but ultimately the crown jewels of these classes are the ones you can project all the way. And that's just not happening with a guy with this skill set, this game. And I have to be, honest, I wasn't even shocked with his burstiness. I mean, I didn't see special speed. I will give him credit. You mentioned this, David, but he's tough. He's a good runner. I mean, he actually has some stick-to-itiveness with his runs. He's putting his shoulder down. He's grinding the gears and getting extra yards. He's not going down on first contact in a lot of cases. And so I think he's a good runner, but these kinds of guys is Devin Singletary, you know, who goes to FAU, breaks records, gets drafted on day, I think it was day 2, maybe. Yeah, day 2. And, you know, has a decent NFL career. Like that to me is like his 99th percentile outcome is to be Devin Singletary. I don't think going to like Miami is a great spot. You know, Cristobal seems to want the big heavy backs. He's got Mark Fletcher. He brought in Damian Martinez. Like he's running backs who are 220, 230 pounds. I think he'll be a rotational guy at Miami if he stays there. If he transfers out, he gives you a couple years of CFF production. And if in the absolute perfect dream scenario, he's good enough to give you like a year or 2 in the NFL, you don't know when that will be. Maybe when the depth chart clears out or injury opens up, some volume. But I don't see a whole lot to hang your hat on with Pringle. So, you know, it is what it is. If you told me a guy was going to draft in like the last round of a freshman draft winds up Devin Singletary, I'd tell you I'm thrilled with that. Absolutely thrilled with that. But if he's the RB9 composite, you know, and you're not listening to this show, people are going to probably draft him fairly high. Think of P4 program, he's ranked high as a running back, whatever. But if they're not really looking into it, I think you're going to get a guy you'll be fairly disappointed in. If you disagree, comment down below.